My name is Abdundu, and I will be going through an overview of client server systems and web-based databases. Um, for my database information retrieval systems class, this is the assessment 9. Um, First, I'll talk about advantages of client server systems. As a general rule, with client and server systems, improved security should never be a disadvantage. One problem that could occur is if the user is not set up with proper permission. Example, if a user have read permissions and they will not be able to write to the database. So those are the issues that could come up. But other than that, client and server systems improve security should not be a disadvantage at all. Um, the second part is single point failure. Systems that contain only one component to do a job can create a single point failure. An example would be a hardware failure. If the only machine running my database server was to lose power, I will not be able to connect to my database because I don't have a backup. So that's where backups come in. The one of the reasons for single point failure is the lack of backups. Um, that takes me to the next point, which is for the example I will give. For actually, the reason for having backup, the example I will give is in an environment where data is critical, a backup must be in place. It, in any business situation, you don't want to lose your data in the event the system goes down. An example would be if you own an e-commerce store and the database that stored all customer orders. That is customer information like credit card details, addresses, both civil and business addresses, and so forth. If that database is to crash, this might cause you to lose some business because you don't have that information on hand. Next, I will move on to scalability. Scalable system is a system that can handle growing amount of work or can be easily enlarged to allow growth. A good example would be Facebook's platform and how they are able to add new features and expand without the need to replace their entire system. Backend processor. The backend processor is a machine that stores a database. An example would be Oracle's Exadata, which is a platform for running Oracle databases. Front-end processors. Um, the front-end processor is used to access database that is being hosted by the back-end processor. An example would be when I use MySQL server app on my MacBook um, to connect to my databases. So that would be a front-end processor. The fact that I'm able to use an app to actually connect to the database, that app is letting me from the client side connect to the database. Pretty much. Next, I will move on to Google Docs, how I use it and how they can benefit me. I've used Google Docs on several occasions to create Word docs and spreadsheets and share them with colleagues and friends. I can access my files anywhere without the need to store them on my machine or carry around a jump drive. A good example would be I recently created a spreadsheet that I shared with friends, and we were using this to actually track hourly push-ups, and this would automatically populate data based on user inputs, and this was happening in real time, so I could actually see a graph of who was everyone's progress based on the data they input in Google Drive from different places. So that was a really good advantage. Client-side scripting languages, which is usually code that can run on the browser. Um, client-side languages are code that can run in a user's browser. This allows web pages to change dynamically. An example would be allowing the user to input their name on a web page and having that displayed on the page. And there are also ASP.NET, Cold Fusion, and PHP, which are both server-side scripting languages, which are both server-side scripting languages. the code is run on the server, allows the results to be presented to the user. This is most languages like this I use to actually work on logic in the back end. But PHP, on the other hand, can handle both server-side scripting and can also handle client-side scripting as well. So it's more like a general-purpose programming language. Example of both languages can be used on the server-side programming, like performing mathematical operations. PHP can also perform operations like creating user logins, etc. That was what I have for this class. My sources are cited here from actually the concept of database management by Brad Philip J and Joseph Adamski. Thank you.